got?
The Los Angeles City Council passed a measure to waive fees for producers who shoot television pilots on location in the city, and this is part of the campaign to stem runaway productions in Los Angeles.
Yes. Well, look, everybody, simple math. I have to do. First off, you can shoot these guys. Let me say something. Television and movie people, it is their job to make whatever location look like whatever other location. So if you can make some patch of land in the Mojave Desert look like a western town from 1861, believe you me, you can make downtown Toronto look like downtown Chicago. It's pretty fucking simple. If you can go ahead in time 100 years or go back in time 1,000 years, believe you me, you can swap out the two warehouses you need to shoot in. So then it just becomes about math. Well, how much is it going to cost to get my ass and a handful of other people to New Mexico to shoot this shit and pick up a local crew versus shoot it in downtown L.A., which is insanely overregulated? Then the hypocritical TV industry and movie industry does exactly what they fucking complain about all day, which is they hop on a plane, abandon wherever they live, and they shoot movies. Like when I was doing a show in Winnipeg, Sam Jackson was in the room next to me, shooting a movie about a cop that took place in Detroit or Chicago or whatever it is. Sam Jackson's in Winnipeg because it saves a nickel. This is all they do. So what I'm saying is that if these people will do it, who won't do it? You know, like if the most thoughtful people on the planet will do it. I mean, if the people that are left-leaning never stop talking about paying your fair share, never stop talking about giving back, never stop talking about, well, look, fine, but pay a little more and do what's right for the community. These people fucking run to the airport to get the fuck out of this town to shoot somewhere in another country. If they will do it, who won't do it? Do you think the evil companies won't go to Texas and set up shop? Everybody will leave.
Everyone already has.
Already has and will do it. So listen, idiots, you're not giving them incentives to attract them. You're rolling back the regulations that sent them fleeing. You guys got greedy. Look, it's no fucking different than, it's like California, Los Angeles. It used to be a good restaurant. The service was good. The prices were fair. You'd pay a little extra because it had a nice view. You could see the ocean. It was on PCH. So it's like, all right, that fish taco is $8 instead of $6, but you're staring at the Pacific Ocean. And then they started getting greedy. And they kept, it used to be parking was free. Yeah, it's $4 now. And then it went to $8. Then it went to $12. Then the fucking tacos went up to $15.
But never increasing in quality.
No, it's just the same tacos, same parking lot that everyone used to use. That's the whole thing. You got the same buildings, the same alleys, this same atmosphere that, 99% of productions were shot here because this is where all the talent lives. This is where all the producers live, where all the directors live, this is where all the crew lives. There are all the lighting houses and all the equipment rental places. They're all here, but they have to leave because you guys start charging too much for fucking tacos. And now you're doing this thing where you're like, oh, hey, fans of tacos, guess who's coming back on the prices? Yeah, and by the way, we don't think you're doing it because you're good people. You're doing it because you're losing a ton of fucking money, you idiots. How else did you think this was going to work? And by the way, doesn't anyone study this? Like, of course it's going to work this way. And it's exactly what's been going on. And it's not like we haven't been aware of it for over a decade. I mean, Viragosa was too busy fucking reporters from Telemundo to ever get, or doing rails with Charlie Sheen or whatever the fuck he was doing. But we should have seen this at the beginning. We talk about all the time. Breaking Bad is off the air now. It had 5 seasons in New Mexico. It was supposed to be in Riverside, California. I drove Cranston to the airport. I don't think Cranston, who lives in the San Fernando Valley particularly wanted to spend months on end in New Mexico or shuttling back and forth from New Mexico to Los Angeles, but he had to.
Now there's entire local industries built up in New Mexico or in Vancouver or wherever, and now it's going to be harder to shut the barn door after the horses run.
Somewhere around 2 decades ago when this all began, and somebody's remedy for it was, well, now we have to increase taxes to make up for this void, somebody should have fucking hit him with a slipper and said, you're going the wrong direction. Don't increase taxes to fill the void. That'll be more fleeing. Lower them down and make it hospitable for them, and then they'll stay around, and then we'll all share the 20% versus the 0% of 50%, which you were trying to charge. It's a simple equation. I don't know why there's not. Shouldn't we have like a business czar in like every big town? I mean, it's all we are is a business. I mean, you can call it a community. There's a group of firemen and a group of school teachers and a group of whatever, but it's really just one big business. And the business is made up of small businesses trying to sort of coexist around each other and a symbiotic relationship. Like, hey, you have a cab? Good. I have a nightclub. I'm going to work a deal out with you where you come to my nightclub. And whatever it is, that'll be our little existence. And the city's job is to be sort of the band conductor, the state's jobs. Like you help everything work, but don't overregulate everything till we're always at the bottom of everyone's list of. And again, I talked to my buddy Skip, who does the show. We were standing, unfortunately, in South Central, but we're standing outside. We were literally hot. Like we had to seek shade. It was 1:30 in the afternoon and it was hot. And I said, can you just believe you came from a place that was completely snowed in? And yeah, that's why we charge what we charge for the tacos. But we got too greedy and people started fleeing. So now we'll reel it back and see what happens. You think it'll work? I mean, I know it'll work because Hollywood, no matter what they talk about, and it's overcompensation with all the heart and all the fucking giving back and all the joining hands and all this bullshit. One big fat business, all they do is they will leave or they will stay depending on what kind of deal you're giving them. And they don't really have a choice. They just have producers that are in charge of the bottom line. They'd get fired if they stayed in places that were more expensive than going to Louisiana, New Mexico, or Vancouver.
You've got it locked to HTLA Radio 1, New York.
This program is intended for mature audiences only. If you have any homicidal or suicidal feelings, please consult a doctor before listening to this program.
And while you're on the phone holding for that doctor's appointment, I'll inform you in my elevator music voice that yes, it is 3 p.m. Eastern, and it is Monday the 9th of March 2015, and holy crap, it is broken 50 degrees in Central Park right now in the sunshine. I'm not even kidding. Yeah, no kidding. True story. And, of course, you are listening to Coffee and Cigarettes for today's Monday Mocha on the 9th here. And today on the big show, Hillary gets taken to task yet again on her emails, of course, by another obscure presidential candidate who uses his own government email currently to do personal business. Also, Obama thinks that he can reignite America's crappy job situation by giving a bunch of tech jobs to workers without college degrees. Yeah, that'll do it. Also, in keeping with our decision and dedication to factual news, we present Selma. Although it's not going to be what you're expecting. One university is banning the U.S. flag, while another is posting racist videos. Maybe Obama's right. Finally, today we look at the 2 U.S. tourists who have defaced the Roman Colosseum in Rome. All that and so much more fun and games as we've got Jenny, Louie, Gilbert, and George helping me to make it a great start to your week. So come on in and grab a cup, have a seat, and light one up. It's coffee time. sorry. Mic's on, huh? Yeah, well, yeah. Of course, I'm your one and only host of Coffee and Cigarettes, so of course I can sing. Yes, better than Kanye. I'll tell you that. Well, today's episode, of course, is
powered by Procast.
Oh, damn! Yes, it is. That's why we never have things like rolling power outages because of the weather here at HTLA Studio 2 in downtown Manhattan. No, because we're run on Procast. That's right. Never have that. Of course, joining me in the booth today for today's show is the one, the only Jenny McCartney, social media, savant, I guess we'll say. Yeah, she's pushing the buttons, making the show go. And as always, this show is, of course, brought to you by the fine folks at Tim Hortons, New York City. Now, with 8 fine locations in the city to serve your coffee and baked goods needs, so why not make it a Timmy's Day? It's always fresh. And PreSonus, yes, the beautiful digital 24/42 mixer we use here at the studio. One of the best I've ever worked with, and, well, you know me, I've worked with all of them. Yeah. Go check them out, PreSonus.com. And also a reminder to go to the one, the only, HTLARadio1.com for all of your radio entertainment needs. Yes, we got a new show rolling out this week. Actually, it's called The Spotlight. And, yeah. You can find it on Twitter, too, already, at HTLA Spotlight. Yeah, check that out. It's going to be it's going to be a good show. Basically, think straight talk, but think not so damn serious all the time. You know, it's going to be a whole hell of a lot more fun. We're all about the fun this spring at HTLA. So yeah, fun. Damn it. Yes, if you can tell I'm a little more relaxed today, it's because this weekend I actually got out and got to do some stuff and relaxed a bit, and now I'm all relaxed and stuff. So yeah, today a bunch of stuff to go through with you here at the coffee shop today. A bunch of things that just kind of cancel each other out, and really at the end of the show, I'm sure we're all going to realize there's no actual news anyway. Yeah. But, of course, joining me, because they always do, and, well, really, the show would be nothing without them, wouldn't it? Yeah, it would just be me and Jenny screwing around. It's got a nice ring to it, actually. Anyway, yes, sorry about that. Where the hell am I? Yes, well, coming to us live via satellite, as he always does, because he's just better than using the damn phone. All the way from Millbay Studios in beautiful Millbay, British Columbia is, of course, the one, the only Louis Lawless of LDL Films. Louis, are you there?
You know how to spell my last name on the check, right? It's Louis Lawless.
Absolutely, yeah.
We're 5 steps away from winning the Academy Award.
And he didn't.
And we didn't.
No.
You know why, Chris? Because you're such a control freak, you don't want anyone to tell you what to do.
Really? Is that... Yeah? You think so, huh?
No, I don't.
Also joining us from his beautiful apartment in Manhattan, in the big city here, right here, is the one, the only Gilbert Gottfried. Yeah, there he is. He's here and ready to go. Aren't
break for a commercial.
Yeah. Are you actually ready, Gilbert?
What the fuck?
What?
I'm ready.
Good. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, and of course, the show wouldn't be the show without our own George Takei joining us from his lovely home in Los Angeles, California. There, George? Yeah? Yes, you're there.
I think it's a treat to be here talking with you.
Well, and, as always, it's a great honor and joy to have you here. Nobody can call me a douchebag quite like you. Yeah.
Yes.
So, George, you give the fans a little round. Who is George Takei?
I'm George Takei, and when I'm walking down the street, people shout out, "Hey, Sulu!" Yeah. So I'm known more as Sulu than as George Takei, which is what I really am.
Right. Good. Well, there you go. And word on the street, I hear tell that you did Star Trek. Yeah,
I've done Star Trek, the series, and the movie series up to the 6th one.
Mm-hmm. Good. Okay. All right. Well, again, welcome to the show. And also, of course, because we're forced to via Gilbert's contract, we're forced to have him sing at the beginning of the show. So, without further ado, Gilbert, the floor is yours.
Na 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 na, ma 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 ma. Oh yeah. Who wants to grow up? Who wants responsibility? Oh no, not me. Who wants to show up and work until you're 93? Now everybody says you're running wild. The teacher's calling you a problem. Ooh.
Oh, yes. Yes, of course, the lovely trilogy that is Problem Child. Yeah, so there you go. That was great. Thank you again. That was just something I never want to hear again. Yeah.
I'd like to have that as my slogan in life. But I love every second of it.
Of course you do. It's sensational. It's almost like having Luciano Pavarotti in the one, the only Luciano, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, well, let's get a little into the show here today. Our first item up for bids on the old story is completely freaking wrong. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I got to take a pause here. This is earth-shattering news. This is something that can't be delved into lightly. So I'm just preparing myself to prepare you all, of course, to listen to this amazing and absolutely epic tale. Are you ready, everybody? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Here we go. Hillary Clinton replaces iconic photo as a Twitter avatar.
You are a douchebag.
I know. Yeah, it's the big story, the one that's got everybody doing whatever they do. But yes, apparently the iconic photo of Hillary Rodham Clinton checking out her BlackBerry is no longer her avatar on Twitter. My God.
Bullshitters, never keep your mouth shut, always hustling, always looking for something to do and putting things together. That's American. Look how they took the country away from England.
Well, they did, but yeah, she's changed her photo. My God. With a silhouette of a woman with a link to notthere.org. An awareness effort launched yesterday on International Women's Day to make the point that women are, quote, not there yet, end quote, when it comes to gender equality here in the United States and abroad. Did you know that? I did not know that. I did not. It's
power. That's why power is corrupt, and it is. We see it every day. We see it in every job. It's the same thing.
Okay, thanks, Louis. Clinton's previous photo, taken in 2001, while she's Secretary of State, while she was Secretary of State, sitting at her desk on a C-17 military transport plane headed to Tripoli, Libya, helped inspire the popular Texts from Hillary meme, the photo that is still used as the background for Clinton's Twitter page. In a tweet posted Sunday, Clinton said that she's trying to, quote, raise awareness on how far we've come in reaching equal rights for women and girls worldwide. I wonder if when she's sworn into the White House, if she'll still think that women aren't treated fairly enough. I gotta wonder this. Right. Because, we've had a black president now. It's time to get in a woman in there. Yeah. Yeah. Can you smell the BS? I can smell the BS. Yes. Raise awareness on how far we've come in reaching equal rights for women and girls worldwide. Chelsea Clinton is also using the same silhouette for her Twitter photo as well. Oh, my God. Yeah. Yeah, not even kidding. A controversy has erupted, of course, over Clinton's use of a private email account while she was acting Secretary of State. She has only used Twitter to say she wants the public to see her electronic communications and that she has turned them over to the state for review. Wow, she just basically said that all of her state communications will be 140 characters or less. Yeah. Don't we pay more? Shouldn't we get more for our money? Yes. See her electronic communications. Yes. She's turned them over to state for review. All 140 of them. Yeah. Well, Senator Dianne Feinstein, a Democratic ally, said Sunday that Clinton should, quote, come forward and say just what the situation is regarding her state emails. Oh, yes, this is the other controversy brewing in the planet right now. What's in Clinton's emails? Yeah, Clinton is set to discuss the No Ceilings Full Participation Report on today in New York City. No Ceilings, an initiative of the Clinton Foundation and the Gates Foundation, spent a year gathering data on women to make a case for gender equality. Wonder how they're doing with that. Yeah. Yes, well, the report says that significant progress has been made in areas such as health and education. It also states that the pace of change has been far too damn slow on issues related to women's economic participation, leadership, and security. And again, I submit to you, all that'll be washed under the bridge with her swearing in. Yeah. So there's the big headline BS to start your Monday. And hey, we can't forget, we can't leave this story now without...
Break for a commercial.
No. No, we can't leave this story without talking about completely unknown presidential candidate Scott Walker, who is slamming Hillary Clinton's audacity with emails. That's the biggest word he knows, by the way, audacity. Yeah. Well, GOP presidential hopeful. Yes. Scott Walker criticized Hillary Rodham Clinton's, quote, wait for it, big word, audacity, using a private email account while serving as Secretary of State. It's a logical assumption that the Secretary of State is talking about highly confidential classified information, usually at 140 characters or less. And indeed, how can she ensure that that information wasn't compromised? Well, hey, because Gmail now has encryption. Yeah. Oh, come on. Really? I think that's the bigger issue. It's the audacity to think that someone would put their personal interest above classified, confidential, and highly sensitive information that's not only important to her, but to the United States of America, goddammit. Walker continued, adding that the situation is here's another big word for Walker today, outrage. Outrage, audacity. Actually, audacity's got 4 syllables, so that's tougher. But hey, whatever floats your boat. The Journal Sentinel in Wisconsin reported that Walker used his campaign email accounts to discuss personal business while he was a Milwaukee County executive. The story reported a top aide to Walker set up a private router in the county's executive office that was used to trade emails that mixed government and personal business. Walker was county executive from 2002 to 2010 before he won his first term as the Wisconsin governor. There you go. So for those of you who didn't know, like me, he's the Wisconsin governor. There, there you go. And yes, we do wish him well on his quest for a 5-syllable word. Yeah. Walker, who has emerged as a leading candidate for the GOP nomination. Oh, he's a, yeah, you bet. But we can't have him on the ticket. No. It's got to be all about the women. Yeah. It's got to be. Well, he told the Weekly Standard that his use of private email accounts while he was Milwaukee County's chief has already been investigated. He said the result wasn't much of anything. And I actually believe him. Yes, I do. I'm pretty sure Scott Walker's email was not really much of anything. I'm going to go with that on that one. Absolutely.
That's the famous story about Jerry Lee Lewis. You heard that story, haven't you? Sitting behind his desk at Paramount, talking with big executives and TV people, and all of a sudden the chick pops up underneath, wipes off her mouth, and walks out the door, and Jerry doesn't bat an eye.
I got to say, Louis, I absolutely love that story. It's awesome.
Always with a female having a relationship, married or single, it's always better that they do the leaving. If you do the leaving, she takes that lingering thing. You know what I mean?
The lingering thing. Yes, of course, we do. Absolutely know what you mean. You know.
You owe it to yourself.
Yes. Never let them do the leaving. You've got to do the. Does that even make? No, it doesn't. Okay, something about women's equality or something. Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to go for our first commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to talk to you about Obama and his attempts to boost tech jobs in the United States by putting up people with absolutely no college degrees whatsoever. Yeah. No. It's a true story. He's going to do this. Yeah. I know. You just are like, what? Yeah, I know. All right, gang, we'll be back in 2 minutes.
You've got it locked to New York's best talk, HTLA Radio 1.
What if there was a coffee that was sourced from some of the world's most renowned growing regions? Abundant with rich, fertile soil. What if this coffee was picked at the perfect moment, then packed meticulously and shipped carefully to be roasted under the watchful eye of coffee masters? What if it was expertly blended, ground, and sealed, ensuring maximum flavor and freshness, then brewed in small batches and always served fresh within 20 minutes, just the way you like it? Now, what if this coffee just happened to be the coffee you already know and love? Tim Hortons. Always fresh. Always great tasting coffee.
Man, I've been to a lot of places over these past 50 years. Seen the whole true north strong and free. 'Cause I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere. I've been to Cooksville, Stouffville, Bainesville, Bowmanville, Bonnieville, Unionville, Oakville, Dunville, Brockville, Boucherville, Melville, Drummondville, Kentville, Grenville, Morinville, Maryville, Parksville, Stephenville, Sackville, Spring Hill, Westville, Walkerville, hanging on a windowsill. Hey! He said, wow, that's a lot of places. I said, hang on, there's more. I've been to Moncton, Picton, Shannon, Vernon, Stellarton, Hamilton, Nipigon, Nobleton, Yorkton, Brighton, Bolton, Beaverton, Brandon, Edmonton, Walkerton, Wyerton, Granby, Miramichi, Charlottetown, Burnaby, Yellowknife, Whitehorse, Corner Brook, Nunavut. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. I crossed the prairies bare, man. I breathed the mountain air. I've traveled, I've done my share, man. I've been everywhere, man. Check it out. Ottawa, Wawa, Mattawa,
When we arrived at our hotel in New York, the porter was so incredibly careless with our bags. And the room they gave us, it was beautiful. A broom closet. But the worst part was the shower. My wife drying herself with the
Egyptian cotton towels.
Shower curtain defined that whole vacation for her. Don't just visit New York.
Visit TripAdvisor New York.
With millions of reviews, a visit to TripAdvisor makes any destination better.
Some said the U.S. has lost its innovative power. We said America is lighting the way as the innovation nation. Singular insights, superior execution. That's the power of global connections. Bank of America Merrill Lynch. Voted top global research firm 2011, 12, and 13.
I've been so inspired by being in New York because everything from what people are wearing on the street to the way they're interacting with each other, to drive through the West Village at night and you see a couple kissing on the street, or you see someone fighting outside their apartment, or you see so much humanity on a daily basis that even if you're not inspired by your own life that day, you can be inspired by someone else's life.
You got that long hair, slick back, white t-shirt, and I got that good girl face and a tight little skirt. And when we go crashing down, we come back every time, 'cause we never go out, we never style, we never go out of style. Take me out.
There's only one place to get more Taylor. We're New York's best talk radio, HTLA Radio 1.
I wasn't expecting that reaction.
No, I bet you weren't. But that's what you got.
Yes.
Well, welcome back to the big show today for the Monday Mocha, Monday the 9th of March, 2015. Currently 3:25 in the city, and guess what? Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Big news, bigger than Hillary's email. Yes, it's actually gone up another degree here in the city. 52 degrees now in New York's Central Park, with the sun shining and beaming.
Break for a commercial.
It's about fucking time. Move on.
Well, we are going to move on, Louis. Absolutely. And as soon as Gilbert's ready.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Come on.
I'm ready.
You're sure now? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Then we shall continue on the big show today. And, of course, up next in the old news hit parade. It's all about President Obama trying to boost tech jobs for people without college degrees, because that just makes sense, America.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, it does. Absolutely. Obama announced a technology jobs initiative today in an effort that he hopes will train low-skilled workers for higher-paying technology jobs and, of course, boost an already stagnant wage growth here in the U.S. The initiative he called Tech Hire relies on commitments from more than 300 employers and local governments to train and hire people for jobs in software development, network administration, and cybersecurity that they're just not qualified for. Yeah. Yes, well, he announced the program in a speech today at about 2,000 local government leaders at the National League of Cities. The White House said there are 5 million jobs available in the United States today. About 500,000 are tech-related in their relation, in their type, their thing. Yes, where the average salary is, of course, 50% higher than Burger King. Yeah. And, of course, now, in the true American fashion, he opens it up to all you. Yeah. Yes, because who couldn't live with an average salary 50% higher, huh?
That's why power is corrupt, and it is. We see it every day. We see it in every job. It's the same thing.
No, that's true.
It's just life, and I love doing it. I love doing these kind of stories anyway.
Oh, me too. Anytime that I can tell a story that makes Obama look even more stupid, I'm all about it. You know. But truly, I don't make this stuff up. This is what comes to us right over the AP wire. So, yes, 50% higher than the average private sector American jobs, which means they're a ticket into the middle class, Obama said. Yes. That mythical middle class we keep hearing about. Yes, that's what it is.
I remember being on your radio show in Chicago.
Yeah. No, I think maybe you had me on your radio show in Chicago, Gilbert. I've never had a radio show in Chicago.
Yeah, and I remember we hung out afterwards and had a wild time.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's what we do, right? I'm just, Mr. Party Pants,
Oh. And I remember, too, when we were in the alleyway, pants zipped up, there was this one, sleazy-looking guy who walked by who was staring at us.
Yeah, it was George.
And you turned around, and, he was what? What's your problem? And you said, you don't give a shit.
Well, I mean, come on. Why would I, right? Yeah. Oh, boy. Okay. Well, why aren't those technology jobs getting filled, Obama says? What the hell's wrong with you people? Yeah. Yes. Part of the problem in filling those jobs is that employers have traditionally demanded, for some strange reason, 4 years of degrees, Obama said. No idea. No idea why we would ever want that. He says companies like Capital One Bank and MasterCard have agreed to hire more unqualified people. Oh, but get this, though. With, quote, non-traditional educations. Yes, heaven forbid. What's the schooling? I don't know what's the schooling. Yeah. What's the schooling, President Obama? Yes, non-traditional educations for technology jobs. He said the online resume site LinkedIn has agreed to provide local communities with data on just what tech skills are most in demand, citing none of these people have them. Yeah. It turns out it doesn't matter where you learn to code, it just matters how well you can code. If you can do the job, you should get the job, he said. Yes, sir, but they don't know what code is. Yeah. They think it's something to do with, energy consumption.
Wait a minute, I got lost. HTLA. Oh, HTLA. Hell is that?
Oh, boy. Yeah.
I need to try and raise $25,000 to enter in the Academy Awards, and I think it's a fantastic risk because we have a tremendous chance. There's about 200 members that vote on it, and you have to give them a DVD now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's going to happen when you're going to submit for the Academy Awards. Kind of like when you're going to go for a tech job, you might want to have some skills. Just saying. Well, The White House said different areas of the country are using different approaches. In Delaware, community colleges are providing the training, while in St. Louis, a nonprofit called Launch Code is training coders and matching them to job openings. The White House convened employers and local governments beginning last fall. We found that if we started bringing communities together, they would start to learn from each other, says Megan Smith, the White House's chief technology officer. Technology needs are moving a lot faster than conventional education. Wow, have you looked at education lately? It's like it's going backwards. I mean, it's not moving slower. Wow, okay. Time to go beat up a transvestite or something. Yeah. Well, the goal coming out of this is for people to come out with a portfolio. In the software world, particularly with cybersecurity, it's show me your work. Or in this case, which way to Dunkin' Donuts. Yeah. The White House today also announced a $100 million grant program to train low-income and disabled workers for technology jobs. But neither the White House nor the Department of Labor will, of course, discuss any details on that program. That's right, because nobody believes you. Yeah, so there it is, right from old President's mouth. I think he should just stay focused on golfing.
Yes.
Yeah. Just stay focused on golfing, run out the clock, the game is over,
yes,
and just be done with it.
Yes.
I'm serious. That's what he should do. Just do that. Yes, and moving on to even more serious news, yes, the Selma report we're telling you about. Yes, because it's Selma, damn it. Yes, that great movie. Yes, no. Well, in Selma, Alabama reps John Knight and Thad McClammy. Is that a real name, McClammy? Hello, my baby. Hello, my clammy. Hello, my ragtime doll.
Break for a commercial.
We should, yeah. Yes, we should. Yes. Thad McClammy looked over with a smile and a shrug. The two lawmakers, I guess if we got lawmakers named McClammy, we can put unqualified people in tech jobs. Yeah. I think so. Absolutely. Those lawmakers turning their bodies back and forth as they shuffled their way up the Edmund Pettus Bridge. It was a little after 3 p.m. on the 50th anniversary of Bloody Sunday in Selma, and an unexpectedly large crowd of marchers and a series of at least 3 unplanned marches across the bridge by several hundred participants each time had transformed into 4 lanes of the Edmund Pettus into a mass of barely moving humanity. I parked on the other side, Knight said with a grimace. We just left the church service and got here early this morning. We have to get across. Overwhelmed by a crowd that swelled to more than 70,000, according to Alabama state troopers, estimates police essentially tossed in the towel after several attempts to remove people from the bridge were unsuccessful. It makes one wonder what might happen on Monday when the anniversary march from Selma to Montgomery is set to begin in the morning and culminate with a rally at the Alabama Capitol Friday afternoon. On Sunday, once police abandoned efforts to put barriers in place to prevent the crowd from spilling onto the bridge from Broad Street and stopped trying to clear the bridge, the duty fell to bridge crossing Jubilee organizers and security, many of whom walked up and down the bridge with megaphones asking that people either get off the bridge or move to the sidewalks on either side. When those efforts failed to inspire cooperation, because it's not about the bridge, it's about the blacks. A haphazard plan materialized to allow some groups of marchers to proceed with small marches across the bridge in little groups. Yes, so that the officials could move enough people across to allow the official march to begin. Numerous times, the groups who were about to start to march across the bridge would ask, "Is this the real march?" They don't even know what they're doing. Do we just have people out there marching around? Yeah, is this the place?
Yes.
Yeah. God, talk about marching for a cause. You don't even know what the hell it is or when it's supposed to be. Huh? Oh, man. Meanwhile, many of the event's dignitaries, yes, the biggest names, were attending exceptionally long church services at Brown Chapel AME Church, where speeches from Reverend Al Sharpton and Jesse motherfucking Jackson, among others, carried the service scheduled into, and at 1 o'clock, ran well past 2 p.m. See, they can't even stay on schedule. Jesus. How the heck are you ever going to... Well, we had to ask the governor's office for assistance with the crowd. Evans said there was no violence or anything like that. There was no unarmed black teens around. Yeah. Reaching into SUVs, trying to take guns. Yeah. However, while marchers certainly had their own causes and reasons for attending Sunday's event, despite a pressing shoulder-to-shoulder crowd, there was little disrespect or indignity among those on the bridge. Just unfortunately, at HTLA Studio 2's broadcast room, where that bigot crash man works. Yeah. Yeah, so... the masses of people stayed surprisingly upbeat and cordial to each other, even while ignoring calls for them to leave the bridge. Well, it's okay, officer. We're upbeat and cordial. Yeah. Don't shoot, officer. We're upbeat and cordial. Yeah. Really? Evans said that he requested 50 additional officers to help clear the bridge so an official march could be held. Do you have any idea how much 50 additional officers cost? Wow.
You are a douchebag.
Yes.
Come on. Yeah. Well, but by then, it was apparently too late. The smaller groups of marchers who crossed the bridge quickly discovered that there was nothing to hold them on the other side, and that most of the merchandise tents, food vendors, and portable toilets were on the side the idiots just left. Yeah. So they began to go back across the bridge. Oh, man, are you kidding me? It's... I've never seen anything quite like this, said Roderick Harris, who traveled to Selma from Maryland for the anniversary. This is getting out of hand too damn quick. Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah. Well, well, what? Well, I'll tell you. Right after we come back from our second commercial break, I'll tell you just what. Back in 2.
You've got it locked to New York's best talk, HTLA Radio 1.
Man, I've been to a lot of places over these past 50 years. Seen the whole true north strong and free. 'Cause I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere. I've been to Cooksville, Stouffville, Bainesville, Bowmanville, Bonnieville, Unionville, Oakville, Dunville, Brockville, Boucherville, Melville, Drummondville, Kentville, Grenville, Morinville, Maryville, Parksville, Stephenville, Sackville, Spring Hill, Westville, Walkerville, hanging on a windowsill. Hey! He said, wow, that's a lot of places. I said, hang on, there's more. I've been to Moncton, Picton, Shannon, Vernon, Stellarton, Hamilton, Nipigon, Nobleton, Yorkton, Brighton, Bolton, Beaverton, Brandon, Edmonton, Walkerton, Wyerton, Granby, Miramichi, Charlottetown, Burnaby, Yellowknife, Whitehorse, Corner Brook, Nunavut. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. I crossed the prairies bare, man. I breathed the mountain air. I've traveled, I've done my share, man. I've been everywhere, man. Check it out. Ottawa, Wawa, Mattawa, Chippewa, Moose Jaw, Oshawa.
It could be 7 in the morning. Or 10 at night.
In Chilliwack, BC.
Or St. Peter's, Nova Scotia.
It could be Michelle.
Or Mark.
Or Jen.
but whenever. Wherever you order that cup of Tim Hortons Premium Blend Coffee.
You know that it's always fresh.
From Newfoundland and Labrador to Vancouver Island, Tim Hortons, a coffee all our own.
You walked into the hotel as a 5. But when she saw the room, you turned into a weird 7. When she saw the rooftop pool, you went to 11. You two should probably get a room. Oh, that's right. You already did. At Planet Earth's #1 accommodation site, Booking.com. Booking.yeah.
Some said the U.S. has lost its innovative power. We said America is lighting the way as the innovation nation. Singular insights, superior execution. That's the power of global connections. Bank of America Merrill Lynch. Voted top global research firm 2011, 12, and 13.
I've been so inspired by being in New York because everything from what people are wearing on the street to the way they're interacting with each other, to drive through the West Village at night and you see a couple kissing on the street, or you see someone fighting outside their apartment, or you see so much humanity on a daily basis that even if you're not inspired by your own life that day, you can be inspired by someone else's life.
You got that long hair, slick back, white t-shirt, and I got that good girl face and a tight little skirt. And when we go crashing down, we come back every time, 'cause we never go out of style. We never go out of style. Take me
There's only one place to get more Taylor. We're New York's best talk radio, HTLA Radio 1.
And, of course, this segment of Coffee and Cigarettes is brought to you by Johnson Porta Potties. The porta potties you need on the east side of the Edmund Petty Bridge. Yeah. Yeah, did you know that? Yeah, figure this out. The Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma, Alabama, just to kind of round out the story before the break there, is named after a man who served as Grand Dragon of the Alabama Ku Klux Klan. There you go. Yeah, that's fact. That's absolutely true. So you can go look that one up on Google or whatever thing you want to look it up on. Yeah. Grand Dragon's Bridge, and everybody's all screwed up there celebrating. I don't know. What are they celebrating there? Black people? I don't know.
You are a douchebag.
Well, that may be true, George. That may be true. But I don't know. I've always, thought about this country and the rights it affords us, and it gives me that damn right to be the douchebag,
Yes.
I'm allowed to. It's okay. Anyway, yeah, just a little side note there. Isn't that interesting? The bridge is named after the Grand Dragon. So, maybe they should, I don't know, replan the parade route. Of course, what am I saying? They've been doing that for 50 freaking years. Who am I to argue with tradition?
Yes.
Oh.
He needs love, Chris. Come on.
Well, I know.
You got to dispense more love from yourself. All these people are hurting here.
Yeah, I'll give them love. Yeah. I got so much love to give. Well, moving on today in the show, Oklahoma students protest fraternities' racist video. Yeah, you guys heard about this one? Probably not. The University of Oklahoma has severed ties with Sigma Alpha Epsilon. Oh, yes, they're just not part of us anymore. Yes. Yeah, that'll work. Come on, really?
Break for a commercial.
Yeah. Well, apparently the university is considering expelling some members shown in a video chanting racist remarks. School President David Boren said today. Boren, who joined hundreds of students at the Norman campus in a pre-dawn protest, called the students participating in the video, quote, disgraceful. And, of course, that's something that presidential candidate Scott Walker may have issue with. Yeah. Well, disgraceful, it's 3 syllables, man. It's tough. Yeah. Yeah. To those who have misused their free speech in such a reprehensible way, really? How do you misuse free speech? It's free. Free, meaning no limits or any. No, it's free. Come on. I know. I know. Like, you're used to Walmart where they roll back your free speech. But. No, this is free speech. Means free. Means nothing holding it back. Means say what you want.
So I could see you feel very uncomfortable talking.
What?
Now there was another time you were when I know you're very secretive about your drug problem.
Yes, that's it. Yeah, we'll just blame it on the old drugs. Well, anyway, those who have misused their free speech in such a reprehensible way, I have a message for you. You are disgraceful. Yeah.
You are a douchebag.
Yes. Boren tweeted this after the protest. You have violated all that we stand for. You should not have the privilege of calling yourself Sooners. I'm assuming that's what the moronic little frat calls themselves. Yeah. No, but really, seriously, folks. Boren added that the school will become an example to the entire country how to deal with this issue. Really? I don't think ever before in recorded history anywhere has anybody, American or not, ever looked to the University of Oklahoma for anything. No. Yes. No. No, I don't well, okay. At a news conference later today, Boren said that the school will review what actions, if any, it could take against individual students, particularly some of those who took leading roles in orchestrating the chant. I wonder if they'll get IMDb credits for that. Yeah. Well, I did this school play, and then, of course, I had the lead role in the racist outbursts. Yeah. Well, the video in question was posted online yesterday by Unheard, a black student group at the university's SAE national headquarters. That an investigation, they say, is confirmed that it was local SAE members on the video chanting racial slurs against blacks and indicating that blacks would never be admitted to the fraternity's chapter in Norman. The chat also references lynching. Well, here's the thing. With all the freedom of speech and freedom to this and freedom to that and free speech, but just don't say this. With all this free stuff here in America, don't fraternities have the freaking right to choose who is in their membership? Thank you. What about the bakery owner there in wherever the hell he was, Idaho or something, who was, basically kicked out of business because the gay couple didn't get their wedding cake? Huh? Well, this is what I'm saying, though. Like, where are we drawing the line here? We talk about free markets. We talk about capitalism. We talk about free speech. We talk about free this and free that and free everything else and roll back and... Since when does that become roll over? Yeah. Why? Geez, as just a citizen, why don't Gilbert, for example, why don't you have the right to go out and have the Gilbert Gottfried Club, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And are you going to have a bunch of blacks in the Gilbert Gottfried Club?
Yes.
No, you're just saying that, yeah.
I'd like to have that as my slogan in life.
Well, what I'm saying is that, there's interest groups, there's hobbies, there's groups that have political affiliations, there's groups that, talk about underwater sewing or something. Who says you can't choose who you want in your little group to talk about sewing? Like, well, the SAE issued a statement saying the fraternity chapter at the school has been closed and its members suspended from the national organization. SAE apologized for the video and said it did not reflect the views of its 15,000 white members. We are disgusted that any member would act in such a way, the statement said. Furthermore, we are embarrassed by this video and offer our empathy not only to anyone outside the organization who is offended, but also our brothers who come from a wide range of backgrounds, cultures, and ethnicities, just not black. Yeah. On Monday, the building had been vandalized with graffiti on one side of the building, huge letters written, "Tear It D." Two unidentified chapter members told the Oklahoma Daily, the student newspaper, that they had seen black children painting on the walls. Yeah. Immediately after the video was posted, an outpouring of tweets, of course, because as we all know, Twitter's where it's at.
Yes.
Yeah. Immediately after the video was posted, an outpouring of tweets echoed the sentence, "Racism is alive at the University of Oklahoma." Boren then tweeted a statement condemning the video and saying the university was investigating. If OU students are involved, this behavior will not be tolerated and will be addressed very quickly, because at the OU, we don't recognize freedom of speech. There you go. OU is a state school with 30,000 white students. Yeah.
Break for a commercial.
Yes, 30,000 students, 2/3 of them undergraduates, almost 2/3 of the student body is white, about 5% is black, with the rest other minority groups. Norman, a university town, is the state's third largest city, has a population of about 120,000 people. So what do you want to bet now? Just like in Ferguson, when they're dealing with a total population of 67% black people, and they're wondering why the arrest rates are 85% for black people. Now we're going to start to see the other end now, aren't we? We're going to start to see universities now being taken to task because only 5% at that particular university are black. And, of course, in the community around there, it's more like 42%. So clearly, the University of Oklahoma is discriminating and arresting wrongly. Yeah. Well, as if all that racial fun weren't bad enough, more protests are planned in Madison over the police shooting. Yes, protesters planned rallies today at the Wisconsin State Capitol at the Madison Municipal Building as the city and its residents grappled with the shooting of an unarmed black teen by a white police officer Friday night. Yeah. On Sunday night, hundreds of people attended a vigil for Tony Robinson, 19, who was shot by Officer Matt Kenny, a 12-year department veteran, after Robinson attempted to get Kenny's gun and shoot him in the head. Yeah. I want everyone to know that Tony was one of the best people I knew, and just because he grabbed the cop's gun doesn't mean nothing, yo. That's right. And yeah, that's the end of the story, because there really is nothing else. It's the same crap, a different day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bullshitters, never keep your mouth shut, always hustling, always looking for something to do and putting things together. That's a American. Look how they took the country away from England.
Well, from Well, from the morons in Oklahoma to to more morons from the United States going to Rome, screwing things up there.
Yes.
Our stories now take us to Rome and the storied Colosseum. An incomplete building that has already been robbed, as one spokesperson recently put it. It's certainly no stranger to depraved behavior. In its prime, hosting gladiators fighting to the death, and as many as 73,000 unruly spectators in attendance. The latest in its storied history are two women from California. The women, 21 and 25 years old, managed to break away from their tour group Saturday and use a coin to scratch the initials J and N about 3 inches high into one of the walls before snapping a selfie with their pants down. Yeah. They were, of course, caught and have since apologized, reports Italian news La Stampa. We did not imagine it was something so serious. No, it was just your freedom of expression. Yeah.
It's just life, and I love doing it. I love doing these kind of stories anyway.
Yes.
Yes, we didn't imagine it was serious. No. Why would chiseling into the walls of an ancient monument be a problem? The Italian authorities didn't complain about the two girls' butts. Apparently they were bella. Well, it's unclear whether they will be punished. I think a good old-fashioned bare-ass spanking's in order. Yeah. Come on, girls. Your pants come down that easily. Let's get them down and get some school paddles in here. Yes, last year a Russian, 2 Australians and a Canadian, and a Brazilian were all caught defacing the monument, though the unruly 5 tourists comprise an extremely small minority of the 6 million annual visitors. Everyone should have respect for it, a visiting Dutchman told The Guardian. Oh, yes, because as we know from South Africa, the Dutch care so much about respect. They should be fined and made an example of. It's heritage, so you must protect it. Security is high right now in the wake of Islamic State threats against Rome, because Rome has absolutely nothing to do with pissing off the Islamic State. Right. Yeah, what? Okay. But the newly hired personnel are looking for terrorists, not 2 girls with their pants down, although that's what they found. There we go. There you go. So right there, that's rounding it out today. It's 4 p.m. We're out of time. So I would like to, of course, thank the one, the only Gilbert Gottfried, George Takei, Louis Lawless.
I've enjoyed it thoroughly. It has been a fantastic experience.
Yeah, I wouldn't quite go that far. Yeah. Thank you, of course, Gilbert, as always.
Thank you for listening and support the show for the love of God.
All right, and Louis Lawless, thank you for being here again, sir.
Oh, can we cuss? Can I cuss as I always do on the show?
Louis, the show is over.
It's about fucking time. Move on.
All right, well, on behalf of myself, the one, the only Jenny McCartney in that booth, pushing the buttons, making the show go, and of course, you three. I'd like to thank everybody for listening in today. A reminder tonight, coming up with the big Straight Talk. Coffee and cigarettes again tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern. Straight Talk is tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern. And look for Wednesday. We're unveiling that new Spotlight show, so keep an eye out for that one. Other than that, have a great rest of your Monday, and we will see you soon.
You know, I'm the most talented guy in this room.